The Senate Foreign Relations Committee has begun investigating last week's arrest of former President Rodrigo Duterte on the basis of a warrant from the International Criminal Court. Hannah T. joins us on the line for updates. Hannah, what can you tell us so far?
Right from the start, tensions ran high. Senator Amy Marcos presides over the first Senate hearing on the arrest of former President Rodrigo Duterte, questioning why the government handed over a former head of state to foreign authorities. But Justice Secretary Boying Remulla stands firm the Philippines never communicated with the International Criminal Court. He insists that the country was simply fulfilling its obligations under Interpol. Senator Marcos pushed back, if the ICC has no jurisdiction over the Philippines, why was Duterte turned over? And more importantly, whose laws prevailed? Remulla argues that the ICC has no jurisdiction over the Philippines as a state. But under international law, individuals can still be held accountable for crimes. He says that while the Philippines withdrew from the ICC in 2019, it remains bound by international humanitarian law, which more than 150 countries have adopted. For Remulla, the arrest was a matter of treaty of obligations under Interpol, not an ICC request. He says the warrant came through Interpol and the government was duty-bound to recognize it under Philippine law. But Marcos points to a letter from President Bongbong Marcos to Vice President Sara Duterte saying that the government would not assist the ICC. Remulla again maintains they did not. He says the ICC's investigation was done through its own methods without any Philippine government participation. But Marcos continued to press on. If the country did not recognize the ICC, why did the Justice Department choose to surrender Duterte instead of invoking other legal remedies? Remulla says the government followed Republic Act 9851, the country's domestic law on international humanitarian law. Under this law, the Philippines had two options, extradition or surrender of the former president. They chose surrender. Marcos then asked if the president himself stated that the Philippines has a functioning judiciary, why was Duterte not tried under the Philippine law? Remulla argued that the ICC's cases are against individuals, not state. When asked if President Marcos changed his mind on the ICC, Remulla refused to comment, saying he cannot answer for the president. For Senator Amy Marcos, the issue goes beyond Duterte. She warns that what happened could happen again to any other Filipino.
Hannah, aside from Justice Secretary Remulla, who else is in the hearing? Who else should we be hearing from today?
Also present in the hearing are DILG Secretary John Vic Remulla, PNP Chief Romel Marbil, NSA Secretary Eduardo Año, DND Secretary Gibo Chodoro, and CIDG Chief Nicolas Torre. Back to you.
Right. Thank you for keeping us posted. Reporting from the Senate, Hannah T.